stay with that story, and I'm joined now by Pastor John Thomas, founder and executive director of the charity Living Hope. As Monique explained, it's one of the charities that's on site assisting people. Hello, Pastor. Just tell us a little more. We're here at about 5,000 people homeless. Where are they going to be spending tonight, and what are you doing to assist them?
Good afternoon, Sally, and to the viewers of the ENCA. Yes, Living Hope has been on the ground since the fire began yesterday, and most of the folk, to answer your question, are staying with friends tonight, or family members, or even employers who've taken them into their homes. The capacity crowd of something over 4,000 is impossible to house in the relatively small community halls that Masiphumelele has. So most of the residents or the victims of the fire are staying with friends. A lot of them are camping out quite literally at the point where their shack was to reserve that spot so that when the starter kits do get there on Monday or Tuesday, they will still have their little piece of ground where they can start rebuilding.
That is such a tragic thought, and this is just in the week as we head up to Christmas. These people who have very little anyway now have probably lost everything, documentation, any small personal items that they have. What is your charity doing for them?
Yeah, it's not just things like documentations. I mean, one of the things that we do, we're a healthcare organization, amongst other things. We have had many who have lost their chronic medication, and we've been able to get them their new chronic meds from today onwards. But we have an incredible army of volunteers who have come. We are doing all the feeding through until Monday at least. We did 5,000 for breakfast, and as I speak, 5,000 for dinner, or soup and stew lined up. We'll be doing that tomorrow and Sunday and probably Monday morning before the formal government response and SASSA kicks in. We're also collecting mountains of bedding, blankets, pillows, mattresses, clothing, baby goods, baby foods, hygiene products, you name it, baby nappies. It was tragic to see little babies clutching onto their mother's arms as they were running from the fire yesterday. And so there are probably at least 300 or 400 children under the age of 2 who are victims of this fire as well. So Living Hope is the official base in the area where people can drop off goods, and the Cape Town community have been incredible in their response, and there's a never-ending stream of cars coming in, bringing goods, and in fact Monique and her team broadcast live there at 1 o'clock, just overwhelmed at the generosity of local people. Living Hope is at this point funding the meals through until Monday, and if people would like to give, who can't give physical clothing and bedding, they can go onto our website livinghope.co.za and hit the How You Can Help button, and that will enable them to make a donation if they so choose.
Are your relief efforts made more complicated because of COVID-19?
Obviously it is, and if you just stop and think about it, most people lost whatever mask they had, and so you've got a site that virtually has no COVID precautions, and that makes life complicated. But just the tragedy, Sally, of having had a tough year and then to lose everything. One of the other challenges that many of these folk have already made their way back to the Eastern Cape, and trying to trace them and tell them that they've lost their home and everything else is also another complexity that plays into this. It is just the fire site looks like the movie Armageddon. It is just tragedy upon tragedy. And it's a cruel blow to many at the end of a very hard year. But I need to say, the people of the Fish Hoek Valley and Cape Town have really come together in an incredible spirit of Ubuntu and responded magnificently. However, Living Hope is open outside of the normal hours, up till 11 p.m. curfew time, and we would welcome any volunteers from Cape Town to come and help us Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then from Tuesday we will start, once they have their houses up, to actually re-kit those houses with food, with household goods, with blankets, clothing, and the like. So we're doing a lot of collecting work, and then from Monday afternoon, perhaps distribution through until Thursday. And then we're hoping on Thursday to give 1,200 households a hamper each for Christmas. Who doesn't need Christmas cheer?
Absolutely, absolutely. And just, it's such incredible good work that you're doing, and it is heartening to hear that people have been so generous and continue to drop off items for these 5,000 people who are now completely homeless. And that's Pastor John Thomas. Thank you so much. Founder and Executive Director of the charity Living Hope. And you can continue to drop off items at their offices in Kommetjie.